Good afternoon, everyone. This is Robbie Stavanaugh with SalesNexus. I'm here today to walk you through our basic training. So thank you for those of you that have joined the call today. As you can see on the screen, this is the log-on screen for the database. So if you would log on using your username and password, we can begin the session. The view for the database today, the default view I should say, is going to be your task list. This is going to be a list of any actions that you need to take today to complete, things that you have scheduled for yourself, such as meetings, calls, or to-do. Right now, the default setting is it will list all of your tasks. So what I'm going to do is go up here to the task icon here, and I'm going to select today, just so that I can see what is on my calendar for today. This is going to give me then a list of my current scheduled items. So starting with the latest first and going down to the earliest, you can sort this by selecting the date and the time at the top on the column header. You can do that with any of the column headings in the report. So again, this is going to show you a list of all of your tasks that are scheduled for today. So right now, I know that I have a 2 p.m. Meeting, I have a 3 p.m. meeting, and then a 4 p.m. meeting. And actually, those are calls or they could be recurring meetings. So I am going to walk you through some of the basic how-tos on how to navigate through the database. So if there are any questions, please don't hesitate to ever reach out to us in support. And I'm going to show you how to make sure that you're able to reach us when you need us as well. So up at the top here, we have the standard menu bar that is going to show you the contacts, the campaigns, the tasks, opportunities, notes, and groups. And then there are some other items that we will walk you through as well. Over here on the SalesNexus logo, you're going to see the menu for your dashboards, so creating and managing all of your dashboards or your reports, as well as some of your settings. This is also where you will be able to reach us at the support team down here at Help Me Now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. This is going to take you into our chat function. So the quickest way for you to get a response from our support team is to engage in chat with them. So you'll fill this information out, and then you will start the chat with them. I'm going to go back over here for just a moment and walk you through a couple of the standard settings so that you have that information and you're aware of those settings. So I'm going to go down here to My Settings. This is going to help you set up your default database and how that looks when you log on every day. So you're able to select which page is going to be your default or your landing page when you log into the database. So it can either be your record contact, your task list, which is what I have currently set for mine, your calendar, your contact list, your lookup, or your dashboards. You can set your time zone here, your time format, your default activity, which will be call, meeting, or to-do item. And then you have a couple of other options that you can select as well. For instance, if you're using us on a mobile device, it's good to check this off so that you have the full device on your mobile unit. You can bypass a rollover screen, or you can show the Getting Started screen every time that you log on. You also have some functions here for calendar syncing. So you can set up your calendar to sync with the database calendar, and your Ring Central settings, which is if you are using the Ring Central platform to make calls directly out of the database. So now I'm going to move over to the contacts. This is the standard and main area that you will spend most of your time in the database in. at least at a minimum on the beginning when you're starting your database environment. So you have the option here to create new contacts, view all of your contacts, look at your current or your last lookup that you just did, create a new lookup, send an email directly to a contact, import your contacts, which is going to be very important, and we'll walk through that in just a moment, and then doing mail merge and mail labels. So the first thing that I'm going to do is show you very quickly how to import your contacts into your database. So I'm going to select that option. And what we're going to do now is be looking for a file on our computer. This is typically a CSV or an Excel file. And you are going to load that into the database so that you now have contact records inside the database. Before you load the file, it is very important that you make sure that you map the data in the file to the data fields in the database. So there are ways that you can look at that information. You can look at those fields and make sure that you're mapping exactly where you want the information to go. And I will show you in just a moment, there are standard fields in the database, specifically in the contact record, for things like phone numbers, mobile phone numbers, email addresses, and so on. But here, when you go in to load your file, you're going to locate that file on your computer. And once you have done that, I'm just going to pick one. It will show up here. And once you have that attached here, you will simply click upload, and then that will make the move to upload the file and all of your records into your database so that you have all of those records in your database file. Now I'm going to go back to the contact screen, and I'm going to show you very, very quickly where you can look at all of your contacts. This is, again, going to be all of the contacts that are in your database today. You can select one of those contacts. And this is the standard contact record. So the first thing that you're going to see here is right up here in this area. If there are any social media photos, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, anything of that nature, we can pull those in for your contact record. You have other options that you can manage your contacts in. You've got the ability to schedule a meeting or a call, add a note, add a sales opportunity. You can also go over here and manage your contact by simply editing the contact and adding the information that you want to add. You can go over here and you can see the notes, activities, sales, and everything else that is listed here that relates directly to your contact. So let's go down here and take a look at the notes. So the notes here are all of the notes that you've added for this particular contact, whether it be a simple note that you keyed in, whether it was a call that you logged, whether it was an email that you sent or received. All of that information will be captured here in the database. You can do the same with activities. With sales, this is a great place to manage your pipeline. So right now we don't have any opportunities in this particular contact, but if you enter any of those contacts, or excuse me, any of those opportunities into the database, you'll be able to see a quick list of those here. Also along with the stage so that you can see, is this a closed deal? Is it a won deal? Is it still in progress? Or is it a lost deal? So any of those, that information that you want to see regarding your pipeline, you can see. You have some other areas here as well. Contact Docs is a great place to store information for your particular contacts. So let's say maybe you have an agreement or a quote or a proposal that you would like to save in addition to other notes that you're recording for this particular contact. You can save that here in the database as well. So again, you'll see all of that information here. And again, this is your main contact screen and how you will manage your contacts. So I'm going to go back over here to the Contacts tab again, because another standard feature that many people find very useful is being able to create lookups. So I'm going to select that option. And then you have a few different opportunities here. You can search on contacts. You can search on sales activities. And then you can just search on regular standard activities that you may or may not perform with regard to this contact. So here, and again, keep in mind that all of these fields are customizable. So your list could look very different than this list looks today. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to look for a certain piece of information. And let's just say ID status equals client. And I'm going to go down here and do a search. And what this is going to do is bring me back a list of clients that I have in my database today. So as you can see, you've got this list view here. And then, of course, you can drill into each particular client or contact. So I will select one here. And so this has the standard information that we have loaded thus far into this contacts record. Here you can also, like I said, log phone calls, as you see here. You can email them using an email template, and we'll talk about those shortly. So I'm going to go back one more time and show you the quick drop-down menu for the contacts, where you can create contacts. You can load your file of contacts into the database and create lookups. The next area that we're going to talk about are email campaigns. SalesNexus can, of course, help you with anything that you need relative to starting an email campaign. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions about the text, about the format, about the scheduling, and we're more than happy to assist you. Simply reach out to our support team and we'll be happy to get you started on your email campaigns. For email campaigns, there are a few different things that you can do here. You can, of course, create a new campaign, but you always want to start with an email template that you want to use for that particular campaign. And you can also look at your current campaigns that you have in your database today. The same with email templates. If you've created email templates in the past and you want to use one of those, edit it and use it for a new campaign, you're able to do that. And once you have that set up, then you're able to add contacts to a campaign or add that template to your library of email templates. This is also where you're going to manage your subscriptions for your email campaigns or stop a campaign should you need to do so. So the first thing that we're going to do is create an email template. So of course you want to name your template. And then you want to pick a standard format that you want to use for your template. So once that comes up, you're now in the area where you can design your email, attach logos here or here, header or footer, add all of your text and any images or other information that you want to add. You have some options up here that will walk you through that, background color, etc., and so on. So you will set up all of your format here. It's always a good idea to take a preview of it just so you can see what it's going to look like when it goes out. And then you want to be sure that you save that template. And that's going to end up over here in your library with all of your other templates that you have already previously created. So this is simply one of our list of templates that we have for demo purposes. Here you can view your current template. You can edit that template, and you can also delete it should you need to. So let's take a look at this first one. So here is a sample of an email template. And this is going to basically give you all of the information that you are looking to add into this particular email campaign. So once you have that set up, you can also go and view a list of your current campaigns. If you don't have any set up, then you can certainly create one here. But right now, what this is showing us is a list of our current campaigns. So should we choose to use one of those, we can view that or edit it. This is the creating a new campaign screen. So of course you want to give it a name. Your subscription will typically be a default subscription. And then down here, this will give you information on the campaign itself once you begin the campaign. So once you add different items to the campaign, whether it's a to-do, a meeting, a call, or just the standard email that's going to go out, you'll save that campaign. And you can see it right here in the list of your current campaigns. Again, if you need any help as we walk through this process, please don't hesitate to reach out to our support team, and we'll be more than happy to assist you in getting your campaign up and running. The next area we're going to look at is the task list. We saw this earlier when we first logged in. Again, this is your daily action items that you need to address for that particular day. You can schedule a call, a meeting, create a to-do, log a call, view your calendar, or view your full task list. So let's go take a look at our calendar really quick. This is the daily calendar. You can change the view over here if you'd like to see a daily calendar as opposed to the weekly view or a monthly view as well. We're going to go back over here one more time and take a quick peek at our task list. So all of my tasks that I have scheduled for myself for today are listed here. Now what I'm going to do is show you how to create an item. So we're going to schedule a meeting, this date, this time. The regarding subject will be different for every database user. This is customizable, so your list can look very different than what this list looks like today. If you go right here to the plus sign over here, you can also create a new request regarding subject. You can also go down here and create any notes for your meeting. Should you have a list of particular employees or users that you would like to delegate this meeting to, you can select those down here. If you need to select more than one person, you can simply select that there. I will show you how to also schedule a meeting for more than one person. You can go over here and set the duration for your call or your meeting. You can set a priority, assign a color code if you wish, set an alarm so that that goes off prior to the meeting, very similar to the Outlook reminder function. So up here under options, you're going to go down and you want to be able to add contacts to this meeting. So you can, at this point, go in and do a search for particular contacts that you're looking for. And once you find them, you can select them here and then hit Add Checked here, and they will be added to the meeting. So I'm going to look up one more person. So now I have added 2 people in this contact record to this particular meeting. So once I've closed that and I've added my team, I can save it and email the invite to them, or I can simply save it. Again, that's up to you as to whether or not you would like to email your team as well as set the meeting in the calendar. So that's another really quick look at the task view. So now we're going to move over to the opportunities. This is a great place to track your pipeline. So you can certainly create opportunities here. You can view all of your opportunities that you have waiting at this moment. You can also look at some sales reports and also email quotes directly to your clients. So we're going to go here and create an opportunity. Again, please keep in mind that all of these drop-downs here are customizable, so you will have different options depending on what your need for your business is. So we're simply going to make some selections in here. You have your create date, but you also have your forecast date. So if you don't anticipate that this sale is going to close until the end of the month, you can certainly set that probability date here. And you can also assign, let's say 25%. You can assign how close you are to closing that deal. You can add any competition information, associate it with any group in your database, list any notes here, and then save your opportunity. And this will now, right here, show up on your list of current opportunities. Right now, what it's showing is all opportunities for all dates. So right now, what I have is a list of different types of opportunities. So I've got this one that we just created, this one here, this one was already sent, this one was a lost deal, this was a won quote or a quote sent, this was a closed deal that was won. So again, you can alter this by just looking at your opportunities that you put in today or anything that you did in the past as well. You can also look at opportunities for particular people. So if you have a group of salespeople on your team and you want to simply look at current opportunities for a particular salesperson, then you could select that person. And then you have a comprehensive list here. The next area we're going to take a look at is the notes. You can look at notes and create notes for all of your contacts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. We looked at this earlier. So this is all of my database notes that I have thus far. And you can simply click on each one to look at the information inside that note. I'll select one with a little more information. So it's got my notes in here from my last meeting with this particular client. You can sort those as well if you're looking for something in particular. You can also search notes by a particular contact. So if you only want to see notes for a particular contact in your database, then you can pull it and see it like that. Anyone that sets up our email capture feature, this will automatically log all of your emails that you send out and receive from this particular client, let's say. It will log all of the emails in the notes section of the database. You also have an area here where you can pull reporting on any of the notes. If you're looking for something in particular that may have happened last month and you're not sure quite, where in the process that may be as far as the notes are concerned, so you can certainly run a report. You can save that report as well if it's something that you want to run later on. And then you can also set up your report output, so what columns that you'll see on your report. And you'll fill in the date range if you have that, the type of note that you want, the record manager or person managing that particular contact. And you'll be able to select some other things down here. If you want to look at all contacts, if you want to look at just the current contact that you have pulled up, you'll select the method of or type of report, whether it's an HTML file, whether it's a text file, or it's an Excel document, and then you'll simply run the report. Again, if it's something that you want to repeat, be sure that you save it up here. The next area that we're going to look at is just a quick task button right here, where that you can do things fairly quickly, whether it's creating a contact, creating a campaign or an email, scheduling a call, or adding something to your library. Those are all things that you can do very quickly right here. And then, of course, you have your calendar view over here once again. You also have your search button over here. So depending on what it is you want to find in your database, I'm going to look just for this person. If I select the magnifying glass here, I can determine what field that I'm looking for. And in this case, it's a contact. And that seems to be lagging just a moment. So those are the standard areas that we have to cover today in our training session. Again, I want to remind you that going over here to the SalesNexus logo and coming down to the Help Me Now, you'll be able to reach our support team. You're able to reach them via chat. You can reach them via email at support@salesnexus.com or by calling 1-800-862-0134, option 2. We hope that you found this training valuable today, and we appreciate you joining us. Thank you.